Ervah şeriflerine Pirimiz Bilal Habeşi radıyallahu anh Halid bin Zeyd Ebu Ayyub el Ensar radıyallahu anh Şah Mürşidan Şah Hacı Muhammed Bahattin Şah Naksibendi el-Buhari Mevlana Celaleddin el-Rumi Mevlana Ziyaddin Hadid el-Bağdadi Sahibulzaman Kıbletil İslam Şeyh Mevlana Muhammed Nazım Adel el-Hakkani Kaddesallahu esrarum haziratın ervahı için Hademül Harameyn-i Şerifeyn Yavuz Sultan Selim Han Ebul Fethvel Magazi Fatih Sultan Mehmet Han ve Serdar Hakan Sultan Abdülhamid Han cennet mekan Firdevs-i aşiyan hazıratın ervahine ve amr inayetine alel husus bu caminin banisi sahibel hayrat ve hel hasenat SahibulSaif Şeyh Abdulkerim el-Kibrisi Rabbani Hazretlerinin ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş imam müezzin kayyım cemaatinin ve kahve ehli imanın ervahı için Allah rızası için el Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen-nebi. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallu aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin ve ala ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya ale's-salah. Hayya ale's-salah. Hayya alel-felah. Hayya alel-felah. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
Elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmedullah Teala ve nestağfir ve şerhu en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh. Neşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu ve habibuhu ve resuluhu. Sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve sahibi tabi'i khulefâ raşidin mahdin min ba'di. Ve zemeti ala tahkik. Ve zemeti alameti khulefâ Resulü ala tahkik. Umarul müminin Hazreti Ebu Bakr, Umar, Osman ve Ali. Ve ala bakı sahabe tabi'in ridvanullah ta'ala aleyhim ecmain. Ya eyyuhal mu'minul hazirun. Zekullah Teala ve innallaha ma'allezine tekavellezine hum muhsinun. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala eşrafil enbiya ve mursalin seyyidina Mevlana Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah who says in the Holy Quran, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So remind, in case the reminder gives benefit. The one who fears will take the reminder, but the miserable ones will avoid it, the one who will be thrown to the great fire. In it, he will neither die, nor will he live. The one who purifies himself is truly successful and makes zikr of the name of his Lord and praise, but you prefer the life of this world, even though the Akhirat is better and more everlasting. Truly, this is in the earlier scrolls, the scrolls of Ibrahim and Musa. Sadaqallah al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon our Master, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said, send salawats to me on the shining day of Jumma and the shining Thursday night in abundance, because these salawats of yours, they are presented to me. Ya Rabbi, bless our Master Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, your Prophet, as much as what you created from before the sky was set up. The earth was laid out, the mountains were anchored, the seas were made to flow, the fountains gushed forth, the rivers poured forth, the sun was made visible, and the moon and the stars were given light, when you were where you were, and no one knows where you were, except you alone, with no partner to you. May peace and blessings be upon him and upon his noble family, and upon his blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Faruq, Hazrat Osmanli al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. May peace and blessings be upon the noble Mashayikh of the golden chain of the most distinguished Nakshibendi way. May peace and blessings be upon the Ottoman Sultans, the defenders of Haqq, the protectors of the divine Nizam. May peace and blessings be upon all those who honor and follow them until the last day. Amin. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us for Himself. We are servants. He has given us a free will so that we may either live in this world, in this life, according to that title of good servant, or rebel against it and be called bad servant. No matter what we do, we will always be the servant of Allah. All prophets came to teach a man how to walk the path to become a good servant. And their inheritors continue to give us that teaching. Our Shaykh, SahibulSaif, Shaykh Abdulkerim al-Kibrisi Rabbani Kazansir is saying, we are asking forgiveness from our Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has created us for His service. Nothing but for His service. Only reason for man's being in this world is to be under the service of his Lord. Everything else is becoming Malayani. That is for our safety. He has created us. He sent us here and giving orders saying, if you are doing my order in dunya, then you are entering to my paradise. If you are doing otherwise, I will give you time. I will give you this life. Run around as much as you want. Go to any corner that you want. Do anything that you want, but your rope is in my hands. You cannot escape. When I pull, you come. You cannot go anywhere. Either you will be in my service, be my servant, through love, or I will make you one. And when I put my authority on you, then you will be counted from the bad servants, not the good servants. And the bad servants, they don't have rewards in the hereafter. They have another punishment hereafter. The prophets and the awliya are coming to say to us, be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's servant through love. Use that free will to become the servant of Allah. Otherwise, one day the slack on our leash will be finished, and we will be pulled back on Judgment Day as a bad person. The Holy Prophet ﷺ came to teach mankind how to live in this world as good servants. He brought forth the Quran Karim and he showed us his lifestyle through the Sunnah, and they are the guide to becoming good servants. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Holy Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, goodness is not that you turn your faces towards the east or the west, but true goodness is in one who believes in Allah, the last day, the angels, the book, and the prophets, and gives wealth despite his love for it to relatives, to orphans, to the needy, to the traveler, and to those who ask for help, and for freeing slaves. And the one who establishes prayer and gives zakat, those who keep their promise when they make a promise, and those who are patient in poverty and hardship and during the time of stress, such are those who are sincere. Such are the muttaqun, the ones who fear Allah. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. So who is the good servant? The one who is doing good to others and helping the other servants of Allah. The one who is helping the weak ones in the society and keeps his promise. This is the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing as the good servant. And Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying in his Hadith Sharif, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the most beloved of people to Allah are those who are most beneficial to others. The most beloved of people to Allah are those who are most beneficial to others. And the most beloved of deeds to Allah is the happiness that you bring to a fellow Muslim, or relieve him of distress, or pay off his debt, or expel from him hunger. For me to walk with my Muslim brother in his time of need is more precious to me than secluding myself in worship within the mosque for a month. Whoever holds back his anger, Allah will cover his faults. And whoever suppresses his fury while being able to execute it, Allah will fill his heart with satisfaction on the day of standing, on the day of judgment. Whoever walks with his Muslim brother in need until he fulfills his need for him, Allah will establish his feet firmly on the day when all feet shall slip. Indeed, bad akhlaq, bad character, and bad morals, it ruins all your actions, just as vinegar ruins honey. These are the words of Sayyidul Kainat, Hazrat Muhammad alayhi wasallam. His words are coming from his Lord. And his words are for us. And his words are enough for any man, woman, believer or unbeliever to take. This is not about religion. This is about humanity. So the most beloved in the presence of Allah is saying this. And what is he saying? It is more beloved for him to help his Muslim brother in the time of need than to make halwat for 1 month in the masjid. This is the way of Islam. This is the way of becoming a good servant. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself is describing the opposite of the good, helpful servant in the Holy Quran. And he's saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, have you seen the one who denies the deen, the religion, the lifestyle? Have you seen that one? That is the person who turns away the orphan and does not encourage the feeding of the poor. Disaster to the worshippers who are heedless of their prayer, those who make a show of their actions, yet they refuse al-ma'un, small kindnesses. And somebody asked Hazrat Abdullah ibn Masud what al-ma'un meant, and he said, we, the companions, used to say that al-ma'un means letting someone borrow a cooking pot, an axe, a bucket, a scale, and such other things. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, disaster to the worshippers who worship so much, they make a show of their actions, yet they refuse the small kindnesses. And may Allah protect us from being the people described in this surah. Because we may claim that we're doing the big things, the big kindnesses. We may say that we're giving so much money, but that can be destroyed when small kindnesses, especially to those who are beloved to Allah, when they ask, you refuse them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Holy Prophet ﷺ is showing us perfectly how to be a good servant. It has nothing to do with how you look, how much wealth you have. It has nothing to do with your lineage. It has nothing to do whether you're black or you're white. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here, it has nothing even to do with how big the actions that you do. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking into the hearts of the believers, those who give, and the hearts of the believers, those who receive. And the hearts that He is looking most are those who are poor, those who are orphans, those who are hungry. And to break their hearts, to break the hearts of the fakir, to break the hearts of the believers, it is very disgusting and disastrous in the sight of Allah. He is not making it difficult for us to become a good servant. He is not making it impossible for us. But how does a person learn to become beneficial to others, to make the service of other people more beloved than worship? How does a person learn to suspect his own worship and to understand that his worship may be thrown back to his face if he is not providing simple kindnesses to his brothers and sisters? In this world today, we have too much religion. We have too much Quran and too much Hadith. We have too much Hajj. We have too much that we are doing as a ritual of Islam. But what is missing is the heart of Islam. And that is disastrous for us as an ummah. The inheritors of the Holy Prophet ﷺ is giving us an answer. How to take care of the hearts of others that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself is looking at. The inheritors of the secret of prophethood, they have given us this answer. We are on the Nakshibendi way. Our grand sheikhs are teaching us how to live this kind of lifestyle and how to become this kind of good servant of Allah. Listen to what our grand sheikh, Hazrat Shaykh Abdul Hassan Hakkani Kadazasir is saying. He said, a scholar wakes up early and looks how to get more knowledge. A scholar wakes up early and looks how to get more knowledge. A pious person, the one who worships so much, wakes up and thinks how to get more faith. But Abul Hassan wakes up thinking how to make the servants of Allah happy. And Hazrat Khwaja Abdul Khalik Ujrawani, Qadazasir, our Grand Sheikh said, we have closed 2 doors and we have opened 2 doors. We closed the door of seeking sheikhhood and we opened the door of hizmat, and we closed the door of being alone and we opened the door of companionship. That's why so many left, because what they aim was to become a sheikh, that they just want to be alone. And they cannot stand to be with us for too long, because that door has already been closed. The way to learn to be this kind of servant that Allah and His Prophet ﷺ want, the way to become that kind of servant is to live the lifestyle that the Holy Prophet ﷺ led. And his lifestyle was centered around a jamaat, a community. In Mecca Mukarramah, they spent a community. There were a community that gathered in Darul Arqam, in that house, and spent 13 years together in suffering and hardship. Fakirs. And in Medina, they spent 10 years together building a civilization and an empire, a model that is going to be copied forever until Judgment Day. The Prophet and the Sahabe Kiram, they were careful because they know that they were the models. They were not doing anything for their own personal gain, but they were doing to become a model so that the whole world can follow until Judgment Day. There's a tremendous sense of responsibility. Those 23 years of companionship, of sohbat, of jamaat, of community, those years is what produced the greatest human beings that have ever been seen on the face of the earth, the Sahaba-i-Kiram. And they understood that their safety in dunya and akhirat, it was contained in helping their brothers. Hazrat Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh said, the one who does good to others will not fall. But even if he does fall, he will always find something to lean to. The Holy Prophet ﷺ built a community, and that community was made up of individuals. And all of those individuals, they were running to help each other. They may have differences, but they were not eating each other. They may have differences, but every day they look for that day to become better than yesterday. They may have differences, but they all look to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. You see in the lifestyle of the Sahaba-i-Kiram that they were giving their food, their clothes, their houses to their brothers, even if it meant that they had nothing. They were giving water to others dying on the battlefield, even if they were at the door of death. This Nakshibendi way, which Imam al-Rabbani Qatanasir called the tariqat of the Sahabis, it is to make us to become like them. Listen to Hazrat Hassan ibn Ali radiallahu anh, when he said, our brothers are dearer to us than our families and our children, because our families remind us of this world, while our brothers remind us of the next world. If a man stands by his brother to the end, then on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send angels from under his throne to escort him to the garden of paradise. We have to become like them. We have to make our brotherhood to reach to that level. Hazrat Abu Sulaiman al-Darani radiallahu anh said, if I owned the whole world to put in the mouth of my brother, I would still think it was too little. What is he describing? He's describing the divine quality of being Karim. Our Shaykh, his name is Abdulkerim. We are reaching to the anniversary of his Urs. We should remember who he was, what his character was, and what he came to build. He is saying, Allah is Karim. He is not stingy. My name is Karim. Allah is Karim. So he is giving. He is Karim. He came to build this Dergah, this community, as a model for the rest of the world until Judgment Day to follow. He came to build this Dergah to bring light and truth and haqq to the rest of the world in this darkest of days. We have to start walking and living in this Jamaat and in this Dergah, understanding that millions and billions are looking at us, that we are the role models for the whole world. And more than that, we must know that Allah and His Prophet, they are looking at us. And our Grand Shaykh and our Shaykh, they are looking at us. Shaykh Effendi came to follow the hadith of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, to move to the mountains and to take care of some sheep and live according to his religion. He came to prepare the world for the light and for the power of Mahdi ﷺ. He came to bring down tyranny. He came to bring down the ruling system of Shaitan and Dajjal. If we are his murids, then we must be helping him in that work. We must ask, why did we come here? Did we come here to find the dunya? Did we come here to support the system of shaitan and Dajjal? Have we taken out that shaitan and that Dajjalic influence in our lives? Did we take out the tyranny from our hearts? Did we take out Dajjal from our hearts? Are we following our Shaykh as he is our savior? If not, we're in big trouble. It doesn't matter how long that we're going to spend time here. You haven't done that, and when Dajjal announces himself, those Dajjalic qualities that you have, even if you're living inside of the Dergah, it will pull you to be on that side. If we are his murids, then we must be helping him in that work. If we're doing anything against that work, then we must run to correct ourselves and to make tawbah before it is too late. We must be aware, we must be awake, and we must ask, and we must consult. If we are not aware, we must look into the mirror. If we are not awake, we must pinch ourselves to become awake. If you're not interested in looking at a mirror, then that Dajjal and the shaitan inside of you, it will work itself and you will turn to be like him. If we're doing anything against that work, we must run to correct ourselves and make tawbah before it is too late. Because SahibulSaif is saying, listen to our Shaykh. He says, you must hold on together. It is not the time to hate each other. It is the time to love each other for those who believe in the same way. You may have differences, you must put the differences aside. Everyone is created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and everyone has rights. Everyone has rights. We must watch out correctly. We must try to do what is for us and try to live with those people who are really believing and sacrificing, not to fall into our ego. Run here and there and think that we are going to change something. It is only our ego. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to us, without his permission and without his knowledge, a dry leaf will not fall down from its tree. Whatever is happening with his permission and his knowledge. The duty for believers is that they must hold on tightly. We must look at what each other's benefits are and must try to protect each other. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying to us, when one's lands and rights are under attack, when one's lands and rights are under attack, all believers must support that one. We lost this a long time ago too. We must come back to our senses, at least to those people with whom we are believing in the same way, in the same tariqat, and with the same sheikh. We must hold on together. If we do that, then we will be the winner. If we don't do that, then we will be the loser. Allah does not need us. We need Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to complete his religion. He does not need us. We need him. We are asking and begging for him to make us from those who are going to complete this religion. But the duty is very heavy. We must know. We must try to live according to that. We must try to hold on according to that and to know that whatever happens to us, the shahadat is the only thing that is going to save us. If we say the shahadat, if we believe in the shahadat, and if we hold on tightly, then safety is with that shahadat. Stop being arrogant and proud. The end of the proudness and the end of the arrogance and angry people, do you know what it is? Because they are so proud, shaitan fools them saying, put the rope around your neck and hang yourself. That's what proud people, they do. They hang themselves. Some they hang themselves physically, some they hang themselves spiritually. Don't hang yourself. Instead of being so proud, putting your head so high, say, I'm a weak servant, let me just go down. And as soon as your head goes down on sajda, rahmat starts raining on you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that time, this is my servant. He's making sajda to me with his head and his spirit. Not only thinking that you are going to come to prayer just like a robot or a parrot, no. When you go to sajda with your head, with your spirit together, saying, I am your servant, Ya Rabbi. I am a weak one, but I am your servant. You cannot do nothing with me. You cannot get rid of me. But I am your servant. Say it like that. Allah likes it. Say, I am doing all this. Please forgive me. I'm going to come back to you. There is no other way. If I run away from you, Shaitan is going to fool me. Say it. Help will reach to you. In these days before Qurban, may we wake up and turn around to leave behind all of our wrong thinkings and wrong characteristics. May we wake up to strengthen the Jamaat of our Shaykh. May we leave this world as good servants, not as bad servants. May we be in the association of our Shaykh in this life and in the next life. Amen. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah lazim al-azim. La ilaha illa wal hilka wa atubu ilayh. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك قدوس ربنا إن دين الله الإسلام قام صلاة بسم الله
الله أكبر الله